afternoon, this is Jim Lakey with news and announcements for St. John and Maxville, Kansas on Cable Channel 2 and on sandylandcenter.org, our website. Today is Friday, the 20th of February, and it's almost gone, February. It's 45 degrees here in the square, partly cloudy. The high temperature today will be 54. Now, it's going to deteriorate very quickly. Tomorrow, in the morning, we may have a little ice storm, and there's a 30% chance of something, and it will probably be freezing rain. And the temperature high will be 43, so as soon as it goes through, hopefully it will melt. And then Sunday and Monday are going to be days that you wouldn't believe unless you were here to see it. Sunday is cloudy. The high temperature is 23. And the low temperature is 10 for Sunday night. And then Monday, not a lot better. It'll be cloudy. 28 the high temperature and 15 the low. And then Tuesday and Wednesday will both be sunny, which will be a great relief. The high temperature will be in the 40s, 42 on Tuesday, 40 on Wednesday. And the low temperature both nights will be 18, which is still too cold for this time of year, but at least it's better than 23 and 28. Well, let's do we have no birthdays, but we do have an anniversary, and it's today. Nick and LaDonna Garcia, happy anniversary. And we have no others for the weekend. Also, today is going to be, I believe, yes, it says Sunday, February 22nd, and that is at Hudson Community Hall, a pancake supper. And they're raising money with the pancake supper for Trinity Community Church, and they need the money to buy a new heating and air conditioning system. And I can believe with all the cold weather, if you have a marginal heating system, it's going to give you a lot of trouble. So, Sunday night, pancake supper. Then all I have now is menus. And we look at the menu at the Maxville VIP fellowship meal. They're having Tahitian chicken today, chicken and rice on Monday, roast beef and mashed potatoes on Tuesday, and creamy noodles with ham and green beans. I know I would, if I lived in Maxville, make sure I made it on Tuesday to roast beef and mashed potatoes. My kind of lunch. All right, well, here in St. John, the fellowship meal at the Sunflower Center is Italian baked fish, lionized rice today. Monday, lasagna. Tuesday, chicken strips and mashed potatoes. And on Wednesday, ham and fried potatoes with mixed vegetables. So we hope everybody will support the fellowship meals in their town. And you know, you can go and be there if you want to pay full price at any age. And that would help keep the service there for people who need to use it or who just really depend on it for comradeship. All right, well, there are just no more announcements other than the terrible weather, and we look forward to spring coming as soon as possible. Now, following the word of the day, we have the usual 2-minute thing about God's story, which we invite you to watch, and some of the God story things are on the internet, and some of them get on the television, at least one of the lectures for each one. So stay tuned and find out about that. Meanwhile, the word of the day is this, my favorite one. You can fool some of the people some of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you can never fool Mom. This is Jim Lakey. Have a good cold weekend.
This is your story.
This is your story.
This is your story.
This is my story.
This is my story.
This is my story.
But most of all,
this is the greatest story ever told.
this is God's story.
This is God's story.
This is God's story.
I know you're going to enjoy the incredible journey you're about to embark on. The story is brimming over with tales of mystery, intrigue, adventure, of love, heartbreak, and triumph, of power, of struggle, and finally, of redemption. But remember, the Bible is not 100 ancient, unrelated paintings, but a mural all knitted together to tell the story of God's great love for us and the extent to which He will go to get us back. I know you're really going to enjoy and appreciate this wonderful experience as you fully explore how we all fit into the greatest story ever told, God's story.
This is God's story.
This is God's story.
This is God's story.
I'm Ray Davidson, pastor of First Southern Baptist Church here in St. John on the corner of 2nd and Exchange. We would like to invite you to come and join with us as we look at God's story, the story of God's interaction with man. We'll begin on September the 7th at 9:30 a.m. with a worship service, followed by at 10:30 with Sunday school. This is a study for everyone in the family. All of the children, young people, adults will be studying the same lesson so that we can talk about it at home as we go through the week. We invite you again to come and join us on this 31-week study of God's story and man's story.